I've never been a man who clung to superstition. I believe in reason, in what can be seen, touched, measured, but reason has limits, and I found mine in the winter of 2017. My brother, Daniel, had just received an old property in the woods of Maine, inherited from our late uncle, a man we hardly knew. He was the recluse of the family, the kind of relative whispered about at reunions, but never really spoken of. Daniel was puzzled. "Why me?" he asked, reading the letter from the lawyer. He barely knew us. But the deed had his inca signed by hand, as if left deliberately for him. I was between jobs, recovering from a breakup, and Daniel had no plans to visit. He offered me the house as a quiet escape. I accepted. The house stood like a memory, old, tired, but stubbornly still there. The air was thick with dust and stories. Bookshelves lined the walls. In the study, a desk still held notes and photographs, faded by time. I spent the first day cleaning, adjusting to the silence. But it was that night that everything shifted. At exactly 3:20 a.m., I heard it. A door creaking open somewhere in the house. I checked every room. Nothing had moved. All doors were shut. I dismissed it as the old wood settling into the cold. But the sound returned the next night. Same hour, same creak. Then again, and again. On the fourth night, I recorded the audio. I replayed it the next morning. The creak was there, but beneath it, a whisper, "Don't close it. He'll wake up." A chill ran through me. I called Daniel and asked if he could join me for a few days. He agreed, curious, perhaps even eager. He always felt more connected to this uncle than I ever did. Together, we explored the house, searching the attic and basement for answers. In the attic, we found an old wooden box, sealed with rope. Inside were medical records, aged and brittle. The patient's name, Thomas Elridge, a boy, age 9. The cause, schizophrenia, paranoia, and severe dissociative episodes. He had been placed in the custody of his uncle, our uncle, and declared deceased a year later. Though no death certificate was included, beneath the files, we found a child's notebook scrawled with anxious handwriting. "Don't shut the door. He watches through the cracks. I hear him in my sleep. If the door closes, he comes back." Daniel grew pale as he read. "I've had this dream," he whispered, "since I was a kid. Ador and someone on the other side, breathing." Over the next days, Daniel began to act strange. At night, he'd wake up screaming. One morning, he said, "I've seen him, a boy, in the hallway. He calls me Thomas." I wanted to leave, but Daniel insisted we stay. "I have to understand," he said. "He's not done with me." That night, we discovered something beneath the floorboards of the study. A circle carved in ash, surrounded by wax and bone. An old rituals? A binding our uncle hadn't cared for Thomas. He had trapped him. The boy, tormented by his mind, had been locked in this house, not just physically, but spiritually. And Daniel was more than just a relative. The files listed Thomas's birth date. It was the same as Daniel's. Same day, same hour. A reincarnation, a curse, I don't know. But Daniel decided to perform a cleansing ritual that night. We lit candles, recited the words we found scrawled in Latin beside the ash circle. The air grew thick, heavy. At 3:20 a.m., the door creaked again. But this time, we saw it swing open. A figure stood there, small, pale, eyes empty. Thomas. He looked at Daniel. I was so cold, he whispered. But you found me. Then he was gone, like smoke in wind. The house fell silent, truly silent. Daniel stayed behind for a week, said he needed to understand who he was. I returned to the city, found a small apartment above a noisy street, surrounded myself with people, sound, life. But sometimes, even here, at exactly 3:20 a.m., I hear it, that same soft creak, a door that doesn't exist, opening inside me.